Liam, 3 points at the weekend. Hard fought 3 points in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I think credit to the guys. I think when we're not quite performing to the level we have been in recent weeks, but still grind out a result. I think so. It's a massive trait I think that the team needs to have. We spoke about it in our post match today actually that. Of course, we want to improve. We want to play at a higher level. We want to perform certain actions to a better level. But ultimately, what we did was we were hard to beat, and I think that's always a really good platform to start with.
How have you found all the new players fitting in? It's a real transition, isn't it?
Yeah, no, good. Like I spoke about before, I knew what we were getting character wise, so I knew we were signing some good lads, some good characters that would complement the change room that we've already got. So they've settled in well. And again, credit to the guys that are already here. That they're such a good group of people that they welcome decent people in quite quickly.
One of the difficulties, I suppose, is you haven't really had a lot of training time, have you, since they've joined?
Yeah, no, that's always the challenge, as we've spoken about numerous times, right? The intensity of the program, yeah, it makes it harder. We obviously had a decent training week last week. Obviously, with the game tomorrow, there's restricted time, but then what you then do look at is we've got some time on a coach and some time at a hotel, where the guys can actually get up to speed and develop relationships, socially off the pitch. So yeah, challenge not having on pitch, but we can also do things off pitch to make sure that we accelerate them integrating into the group.
You've said consistently that it's one game at a time and you're not interested in the league tables, but third, points on the board, as opposed to some teams that have got games in hand. Are you starting to look a little bit further than the next game?
No. No, look. Well, I don't want to take anything away from the guys. I think when you look at it, they've done unbelievable so far this season. They've done a terrific job. And what I don't want to do is change what we've done so far to this point, which is like I've banged on about constantly, not getting too high or too low, not getting carried away, taking it each game, at a time. And I think that's worked okay for us so far. So why change it? Let's keep that. I think that's really important. From the players' perspective, but they've done a terrific job to date. I think when you look at some of the teams we're in and around at the minute, they're huge clubs, huge fan bases, huge budgets. So the guys have done an outstanding job, and I think what it shows is that we've done a terrific job with the culture we've created here, with some of the work that's gone into them, but also we've got a group of really talented players that have been able to perform and deliver results like they have. So like I said, it's staying calm, it's staying focused, and it's taking each game as it comes.
Quite a game of football in Stadium MK between the Dons and Fleetwood, wasn't it? And obviously Scott Twine getting that hat trick, but a really entertaining afternoon.
Evening, yeah, it was an evening game. It was really frustrating, to be totally honest. I remember the manner of the goals we conceded on counter attacks and mistakes, which were obviously really frustrating. But again, obviously Twiney had a terrific evening. So yeah, we know you can have a real difficult game when you look at their recent form. With Plymouth, Rotherham, and Shrewsbury, there they've picked up some decent results. So we know it's gonna be a really tough game again on the road. All the bits that. It's not just the 90 minutes that you have to worry about. There's so many things in terms of the prep, making sure physically, mentally the players are, in the best spot possible after a long journey. I think there's a large number of factors that go into getting them ready. So we have to make sure that we do as best we can to get them best prepared. So we know it'll be a tough game, but we'll go into it with the lads in the best place possible.
Short and sweet for me today. Thank you.
Perfect.
You mentioned home form and away form the other day when we were chatting, but away form certainly absolutely flying at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, guys have done well. To be fair, they've stepped up well away from home, and I think relished that. I think we spoke a lot around last season with no fans. What we seem to have responded really well to is going away, and the home fans, maybe getting on us a little bit or getting behind the home side. We seem to respond really well to that. So I think again, it's having that platform being really difficult to beat. That I'll keep talking about that because it's really important that we go up there and we work as hard as we can. We match the fight, match the intensity, and then try and impose our quality on the game from there. So yeah, I think it's one I'm looking forward to be fair.
I suppose it's a similar sort of situation to Lincoln at the weekend, isn't it? It's a team that might not necessarily deserve to be where they are in the division, considering the way that they've picked up form recently.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they've got some really good players as well. To be fair, when you look at it, I think obviously we've watched several of their games, and even when we played them here a little while ago, I know they've had some changes since then, but yeah, they've got some real good quality in the side, and I think it'll be as I said, we know it's going to be a real tough game.
Having just spoken to Scott Twine about his scoring record away from home recently, he tends to leave him a little bit late, certainly ruining our match reports when it comes to that sort of side of things. But he's not on a really hot streak at the minute, isn't he? He must be delighted with the way he's playing.
Yeah, I think even not just recently. I think throughout the whole season, he's been so consistent. I think that's the thing about it. But he has to take so much credit for that. When you look at him, I think he's really progressed physically, which it's not coincidence. It's him actually putting a lot of work in behind the scenes that people won't know about. So yes, he deserves all the plaudits. He's done terrific. I think when you look at his return for us, and he does so much as well that he doesn't get a lot of noise for, which is the out of possession stuff. He's so honest. He works so hard. He presses. He recovers. He lands on seconds. He does so many things, that don't always get associated with somebody that's scoring and creating the goals that he is. So I think he's been terrific for the team. Our challenge and his challenge will be to sustain that, which I know he will. He's driven. He wants to be the best he can be. So it's really important for us that we continue stretching and challenging him to keep producing what he has, because he's been outstanding.
Feels like it's something you could similarly say of Troy and also of Mo when they lead that line. It's not always about what they do necessarily on the ball, and it's sometimes drawing the attention. And we've certainly seen Scott Twine surrounded by 3 or 4 players at times, and Mo and Troy as well, to allow the rest of the team that spacing behind, which we saw Harry and Warren exploit at the weekend.
Yeah, no, I think I think we're really important for us. We have a team first mentality here. I think it is about the team, and I think what we've got now is a real, solid group of players, some really talented players as well, buying into that, which, I think if you look at any successful teams over the years, I think, it's having people that, are willing to put the team above themselves, and I think that's really important to stress. And, when you look at it, we've had some real key contributors in that, whether it's, like you say, Troy, Mo, Connor Wickham coming on, like the Wickham Burton games having that impact, Mo at the weekend coming and having a really positive impact. Troy obviously, has done well the last 2 games. I think that's the challenge. They've got to keep pushing each other to make each other better, and the more we can get them stretching each other, the better the team will be. So, the challenge is trying to keep them, I'll not say happy, because it's not about keeping them happy, but keeping them focused and content with what they're doing. And I think that when I look at it, we've got some really exciting attacking options that are quite selfless, and will work for the team, which is really, really important.
And you must have a fair few players banging on your door asking for a spot in your team now as well. It must be great for you.
Yeah, competition, I said, is healthy. I think I think if you're going to play every week, I think you potentially develop an element of not laziness, but you can slip into a little bit of a comfort zone. So I think what we've managed over the course of this season is to, whether it's change people, I think there's key times to do that, and we're not always going to get it right, but at the same point, I'd like to think that we've got a few right as well. So I think it's making sure that communicating with players and being honest and clear with them as to why they're not playing or what they need to do to play, or around some of the decisions you make. And again, it's not about me justifying what I do, but I think sometimes passing on bits of information can actually help them stay focused and stay on track, which is really important.